Good morning, children. In yesterday's lesson, you learned the cell, the basic unit of life. In that, what you learned? All living organisms, they are made up of cells. And for the first time, who discovered cell? So Robert Hooke, he observed the bark cells of oak tree, and when they were observed under the microscope, he found the empty spaces. So those empty spaces which were observed with a single lens microscope by Robert Hooke, they were seen empty, and he named them as cells. Okay. So cell is a Latin word, and cell means little room. Okay. So little room, a compartment like it is going to be observing. Then you have learned some other activities also, like observing cells in matchstick, then observing onion peel cells, observing human cheek cells, like that. Okay. So if we recall once the parts which you have observed in the cells of onion peel. Okay. So onion peel, onion, it is an example of plants. So it is a plant, it is the onion bulb we are going to get from the plants, means we are observing plant cell. Okay. Then in that, what you have observed, so the cells are arranged in rows like this, you have observed, and it is covered with the cell wall, and this is cell membrane. Then you observe structures like this, they are called as nucleus. Okay. Nucleus, nuclei is singular and plural. Nuclei, this is a cell wall, and this one is cell membrane. For that, what you have done? You have taken onion, then we have removed the outer coat, and we cut the small piece of onion with the help of knife, and we just pressed it. So you have observed the transparent layer. So that is called onion peel. So that onion peel was observed under the microscope. Okay. When it was observed under the microscope, you have seen the arrangement of cells. So the cells are arranged very much closely, like, and some other parts also you have observed in that. Okay. Then another activity, this is onion peel cells of onion peel, and another one cheek cells. So cheek cells, when they, for that, what you have done, you have rinsed the mouth and with water, then you collected the buccal mucosa with the help of ice cream stick or ice cream spoon, and you have transferred it to the slide, and you cleaned it with water, and you have put methylene blue, and you have observed it under the microscope. So you have seen structure there like this, and with some other parts like that. Okay. So like the cheek cells you have observed, and onion peel cells also you have observed. So this outermost covering you are writing here as a cell membrane, and the dot portion which we are observing is a nucleus like that. You learned with that activity. Is it clear to children? So now we have to observe the any other parts like, so here I mentioned one is said to be nucleus, then here cell membrane I mentioned outermost covering, and here extra covering in the onion peel, that is cell wall. Is it clear to children? So now, are there any other parts which are present in the cell? Means obviously it is yes. Okay. So plant cell and animal cells. So cheek cells are animal cells we can take because it is animal. From the human body we are collecting cheek cells. No children? So now here onion peel cells, if we see, it is an example of plant cell, and above the cell membrane we are going to observe cell wall, another extra layer. Whereas in the cheek cells, it is an example of a animal cell. Animal cell. Here you are not going to observe anything. The just cheek cell it is observed, and so cell membrane you are going to observe. Cell membrane you are going to observe. Okay. So now how we came to know that some other parts are there inside this cell membrane, and who studied about the parts or nucleus. You mentioned here, you are observing here nucleus. Who studied about nucleus for the first time? So that we have to learn now. Is it not, children? So now for that what we have to do? For the first time, Robert Brown, what he has done? He observed the different cells, like onion peel cells you can take, or any other unicellular organism you can take, or cheek cells you can take. So he found in those cells some significant structure. Significant structure was found. That is said to be Robert Hooke in 1831. He observed the cells with the help of a microscope. Okay, so when he observed the cells of onion peel or the cheek cells, he found in that some other parts are also. So what are the parts found? Means so when this onion peel cells, when he observed under the microscope, which is having more and more magnifying lens, magnifying capacity. Is it clear to children? Magnifying means it can take the photographs of the cells also, and the parts of the cell can be seen very much clearly. Okay, so inside this he observed nucleus also, and some other parts are also seen, which we call them as chloroplasts. Chloroplasts are seen. So like that, so these are chloroplasts or chloroplast I will write. And this is a nucleus. So earlier activity you learned the cell membrane. Cell membrane is outer covering like cell membrane, and above the cell membrane you are observing cell wall. Cell wall. Okay, so prominently some structures are seen. So what are those prominent structures which are seen? Means they are called cell organelles, and for the first time Robert Brown observed the important cell organelle, that is nucleus, in 1831. Is it clear to children? Like that, cheek cells when they were observed, so the cheek cells are seen like this, and a prominent structure is seen at the center, more or less at the center of the cell, and here the dotted portion is also seen. And so here what is that prominent structure which is seen? Means that is a nucleus. Nuclei I will write because two cells I am showing plural. So this is cell membrane. Cell membrane. And inside that we are observing jelly-like fluid. Even here also jelly-like fluid is present. What is that jelly-like fluid which you are observing inside the cell membrane? Means it is said to be cytoplasm. Cytoplasm. So here also you can mention it as a cytoplasm. Okay, is it clear to children? So Robert Brown observed the prominent structures inside the cell membrane. It was named as a nucleus. Now what you are understanding with that, nucleus was studied for the first time by Robert Brown. Is it clear to children? So here observation of nucleus in onion peel. What he has done yesterday, how that activity was conducted. So onion has to be taken. We have to remove the outer coat. We have to cut a small bit of onion into pieces and we have to break it. Okay, so when we break it, we can observe the very much fine thin layer, transparent layer of it, and that is to be collected and it has to be kept on the glass slide, and we have to put staining material. So what is that staining material? So you want to observe particular part of the cell. Okay, so here we are observing nucleus. So to observe nucleus very much clearly, we are using some coloring substances. So in 7th class also indicators like you learned in acids and bases lesson. Okay, so here we are using methylene blue or safranin. So we have collected the onion peel and we are going to keep it on the glass slide like this, and we have to put on this glass slide where this material is kept, whether it is safranin or methylene blue. So what are these? They are called as indicators, I said, or they are staining materials. So when they are added, whatever the structure you have to observe under the microscope, they can be seen very much clearly. So we put this safranin or methylene blue and we put a drop of water and we covered it with cover slip, and when it is observed under the microscope, prominent structures are seen. They are nothing but nucleus. So nucleus is observed. So just like that here, nucleus in cheek cells, what we have to do? So for observing nucleus in cheek cells, so we have to rinse the mouth and with the help of ice cream stick, we have to just scratch the buccal mucosa and we have to clean it with water, and we have to keep small material of that on the glass slide, and we have to observe it under the microscope. Okay, so then also we are going to observe the nucleus. Is it clear to children? So like that here, nucleus was studied by Robert Brown. Is it clear to children? So more or less it is oval in shape or circular in shape, and it is prominently seen and it is present in almost of all plant cells and animal cells. Like that it was given. Is it clear to children? So then now what you are going to understand with these two activities. Okay. So here no doubt you are observing cytoplasm commonly seen, and nucleus is present, nucleus is present here, and cell membrane is also there, cell membrane is present. So this is onion peel cells and this is cheek cells of human beings. So these are onion peel cells. So what is the difference? Major difference you are observing is said to be only one cell part, that is cell wall. So cell wall is seen only above the cell membrane of plant cells, but cell wall is absent in the animal cells, but only we are observing cell membrane. Is it clear to children? So now let us learn in detail the structure of nucleus little bit, and the function of cell membrane, all that we will discuss. Cell wall and cell membrane. So when Robert Brown observed that nucleus under the microscope in onion peel cells or human cheek cells, it was seen there like that. So nucleus is said to be a membrane bound cell organelle. Okay. So the membrane whichever is covering the nucleus, what do we call that membrane whichever is covering the nucleus? It is called a nuclear membrane. Nuclear membrane. Is it clear to children? Then at the center of this nucleus we observe a dark staining body, nucleolus. and inside that a jelly like fluid which we are going to observe, it is called as it is present inside the nucleus. Okay, earlier onion peel cells or human cheek cells, if you have mentioned, you learned the cytoplasm. Okay, cytoplasm is present inside the cell, but here inside the nucleus, whatever the genetic material whichever is present or the fluid content whichever is present inside the nuclear membrane is called as a nucleoplasm. Nucleoplasm. Is it clear to children? Then coming to the functions of the nucleus. So you know that the nucleus as it is present in the cell, the nucleus is helping in controlling and coordinating all the functions carried out by the cell. Is it clear to you? Means what? All the functions of the cell are carried by the nucleus. So this is a nucleus. So nucleus is helping in controlling all the activities, just like police control room will be there. So from there only we can the head of the department, police department, are going to control the things what are happening in a particular place. Is it not, children? So just like that, here the nucleus is controlling all the activities of the cell. Works carried out by the cell are controlled by nucleus. So this nucleus is called as a control room of the cell. Control room of the cell. So that is about the nucleus. So once again, so nucleus was studied by Robert Brown for the first time in 1831, and the nucleus is covered by a membrane called nuclear membrane. Inside the jelly-like or fluid-like substance which we are observing below that nuclear membrane is called nucleoplasm, and dark staining body is seen at the in the nucleus, which we call it as nucleolus. Is it clear to children? Then what are the functions of nucleus? Means as it is present at the center of the cell, and apart from that it is helping in controlling and coordinating all the cellular activities. So the nucleus is called as, this one is a nucleus. So nucleus is called as the control room of the cell. Is it clear to children? Nucleus is called as the control room of the cell. I hope you understood. Is it clear to children? Now another cell organelle. Now what makes the difference of a plant and animal cell? Plant cell and animal cell. Just now with the activity we learned, in plant cell and animal cell, that is a human cheek cell and onion peel cells, and we are learning about that. Okay, so in plant cell and in animal cell you are observing outer covering, which is covering all the content of the cell. So what you call that one? That is called a cell membrane. I will write first. Cell membrane. Here also animal cell is also having cell membrane. Cell membrane. Okay. Whereas in plant cell that is onion peel cell, extra layer is observed. Where that extra layer is present? Above the cell membrane. So onion peel cells, if you recall children, like this structures. So above this, this is called cell membrane. Above the cell membrane, another layer you are going to observe. What is that another extra layer present in the plant cell? That is said to be cell wall. Cell wall. So now, what is the function of a cell wall, or what is the function of a cell membrane? Okay. So now, cell membrane whichever is present in the plant cell or animal cell, it is going to give just like boundaries to the, or borders to the different cells which are present. Have you followed children? So like some cells, just now I said onion peel cells or cheek cells in human beings, like But our red blood cells are also there, white blood cells are there, platelets are there, nerve cells are there. So different types of cells are there. All the cells, they have their own structure. Is it not, children? A shape is there. So that how they got that one means that is because of the cell membrane. So cell membrane, as it is present as outer covering of the cell, and it is present in all the cells, whether it is plant cell or animal cell, the cell membrane is present, and the cell membrane is helping in giving shape, definite shape to the cell is given, or even you can write structure. So structure is also given to the cell, that is because of outermost covering called as a cell membrane. So cell membrane is common and it is present in both plant cell as well as animal cell. So what about this extra layer, cell wall, which is exclusively present in plant cells? So this cell wall which is present in plant cells is helping in bearing the weight of the plant. You know that the plants grow very much taller, and the girth of the plant or the stem portion of some plants, if we see, they are very much wide. So stability, strength, rigidity, the plant parts are not, especially branches are not broken. So rigidity, strength, that is because of a cell wall. Is it clear to you? So no doubt, cell wall is covering the plant cell which is present above the cell membrane in plant cells only, and the cell wall is giving rigidity, strength, protection to the plant cell. Is it clear to you? So animals means somewhere they may live in caves or any under the tree like that. Whereas the plants, they have to expose continuously their structures to the environment. Okay, is it not, children? So maybe rain or what is that, too much of hot conditions, so they have to survive. So how is it possible, or any animal is not going to cause any harm to the plants? That is because of a cell wall which is present only in the plant cells. Is it clear to children? So cell wall is the another extra layer which is present only in the plant cells, which gives again shape. Shape is given no doubt with the help of cell membrane only, and cell wall is giving rigidity, strength, protection to the plant cells. The entire weight of the plant is hold because of this cell wall. Is it clear to children? Like that here, cell wall is helping in giving protection to the plant cell. Then what about this cell membrane? Cell membrane is giving shape and structure to the cell. Okay. Then with what the cell membrane is made up of? Cell membrane is made up of lipids and proteins. Lipids and proteins are nothing but nutrients, children, with which they are this cell membrane is made up of. Whereas cell wall, as it is too much of strong, okay, so that cell wall is made up of cellulose. Again, it is also one of the nutrients, like one of the carbohydrates. Is it clear to children? So like that here, cell wall and cell membrane are helping the cells. What cells? What makes the difference of plant cell and animal cell? Cell wall is present only in the plant cell but absent in animal cell. Whereas cell membrane is present in both the cells. Where is that cell wall present in plant cell means above the cell membrane it is present. So what is the function of cell membrane means? It gives shape and structure to the cell, and whereas cell wall is giving rigidity or strength, flexibility to the plant cells only. Is it clear to children? Then you learned about nucleus, you learned about cell wall, you learned about cell membrane, and cytoplasm, fluid content whichever is present. What do we call all this? So they are all called as cell organelles. Cell organelles. They are called as cell organelles. Is it cell parts or cell organelles? Is it clear to children? Then where these cell organelles are present. Suppose if you take this plant cell, where is that nucleus present? Inside the cell membrane, is it not? And other side of the stomata also I have drawn earlier, chloroplast we have drawn. So inside the cell membrane, whatever the parts which we are observing, they are called as cell organelles. So about all the cell organelles you are going to learn in the 9th class. Is it clear to children? So in this class you are getting knowledge of very few cell organelles. What are they? Nucleus, cell wall and cell membrane and cytoplasm. Cytoplasm is a fluid content whichever is present inside the cell. Is it clear? So this cell membrane whichever is present in animal cell and plant cell, it is giving shape and structure I said. Apart from that, the cell membrane is helping in allowing certain materials to enter inside the cell or exit of the cell. Means what? The entry or exit of materials is happening through the cell membrane. Okay, not only it is giving shape and structure, it is allowing certain materials. What are those certain materials which are entering? For example, for the process of photosynthesis, water and carbon dioxide have to enter inside the cell. So they have to reach the chloroplast. How the process of entry of carbon dioxide inside the chloroplast is happening? That is with the help of stomata. So through that plasma membrane only the carbon dioxide is entering in the process of photosynthesis. And how the water is going to entering? You know that the roots which are having cell membrane, they are helping in taking the water. Okay, then carbon dioxide is not needed again for the plant. In the respiration, the organisms, any organism, it is going to release carbon dioxide. So it does not needed by the cell. So that carbon dioxide is sent out of the cell. Okay, so that entry or exit of materials is happening because of a cell membrane. So the cell membrane is also called as a plasma membrane. It is flexible in nature. So flexibility means what? If we press a balloon whichever is filled with water, if we press it, it changes its shape. Suppose if we release pressure, again it comes to its normal shape. Is it not, children? So that cell membrane is also flexible. Okay, and allowing certain materials inside or outside. Is it clear to children? So that's why it is called as a selectively permeable membrane. What is that selectively permeable membrane? Cell membrane is called the selectively permeable membrane. Selectively permeable means what? How much quantity of materials are supposed to be present inside the cell. It is selecting. Okay, and that much will be present inside the cell, and if excess is there, it is sent out. So how much is needed, it is entering. Okay, that's why the cell membrane, which is also called as plasma membrane, is acting as a selectively permeable membrane. Is it clear to children? So cell membrane is present in animal cell and plant cell. It gives shape and structure to the cells. Apart from that, it helps in allowing or exiting some of the materials. Okay, so it's called selectively permeable membrane, and cell wall is present only in the plant cells, and it is giving rigidity, strength to the plant cell. So now you learned here the difference between plant cell and animal cell also. Is it clear to you? Then inside the cell, any cell, we can observe a jelly like fluid which we call it as cytoplasm, in which the cell organelles like nucleus or stomata or chloroplast will be present. So in detail, all the parts of cell you are going to learn in the 9th class. Is it clear to children? So inside the cell you are observing jelly like fluid, which we call it as a cytoplasm. Okay, so cytoplasm is said to be heterogeneous, means it contains different types of cell organelles. Okay, you learnt only nucleus. Is clear to you? Cell membrane you learnt. That's it. So other cell organelles you are going to learn in higher class, 9th class, like mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi apparatus, ribosomes, lysosomes. All these, where are they present? They are present in the jelly-like fluid, which we call it as a cytoplasm. That's why cytoplasm is a more and more complex chemicals are present in that, and it contains the different types of cell organelles. Is it clear to children? Different types of cell organelles, which are membrane bound structures separated from one another. Is it clear to you? So plant cell will have some cell organelles, and animal cell will have some cell organelles. More or less common structures we can see in plant cell and animal cell, whereas in cytoplasm of plant cells we observe cell wall, plastids we can observe, whereas in animal cell wall is not same. Is it clear to children? So in that way we are observing the few cell organelles in this class. What are they? Cytoplasm, cell membrane, cell wall, and nucleus. So what are the functions of nucleus, children? Nucleus is studied by Robert Brown, and it is present at the center of the cell. So it is called as a control room of the cell. Okay, some of the cells they have nucleus, and some other cells they do not have nucleus. So here, if nucleus is present, the cell is called eukaryotic cell. Eukaryotic cell. If nucleus is absent, no nucleus. Here absent I will write. In the cell, nucleus is not there. Then they are called as a prokaryotic cell. Prokaryotic cell. Is it clear to you? So nucleus, if it is there in the cell, then they are examples for eukaryotic cells, and if nucleus is absent in the cells, then they are called prokaryotic cells. So examples for prokaryotic cells: bacteria. Any bacteria if we take, it will not have nucleus. So it is example of prokaryotic cell. Whereas plant cell, animal cell, if we observe, nucleus is present, so they are examples of a eukaryotic cell. So in tomorrow's class we learn about diversity in cells. Is it clear to children? So I hope you understood the lesson. Thank you.